Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm doing a review about this device. It's called the Wahoo Element Roam. I'm doing this review because there were a lot of people asking what I think about this device and what's my experience about the Wahoo. Firstly, I will explain why you need such a device. You need such a device to record your training. For example, you are able to see how many watts you are pushing right now when, for example, you need to fulfill your intervals. An interval is a short period between the parts of a performance or a sports event. However, it is also used to control your heartbeat, which is very important because when your heartbeat is too high, it is a signal that you are, for example, tired or you are getting ill. So it's always like a nice warning to prepare yourself and to see how you are at the moment. This device is also capable of showing your training plans, your program, and also to show you to navigate you. I will integrate the review in 3 different integrations. First one, the difference between the Garmin and the Wahoo, then the abilities of the Wahoo, and last but not least, is the Wahoo really better than the Garmin? A little side note which you need to know is that I compared the Wahoo Element Roam with the Garmin Edge 820, which I used before. So it can be the case that Garmin fixed these issues with their new devices. So maybe what I say now is already done or replaced in their new devices. The difference between the Garmin and the Wahoo. The main difference between the Garmin is meanwhile that nearly every single Garmin device has a touchscreen. However, is the touchscreen really better than having these old-fashioned buttons on the side or here in the front? In my opinion, it's not. Because during winter you are not able to change through the pages or changing something in the settings or whatever you want to do during this moment, which really sucks after the time, because then you have like to take your gloves off, and when it's really cold during winter, it's your hand is freezing afterwards, and your sweat in the to put afterwards the gloves on again. That sucks also a lot. So I think the buttons are a better solution. The only negative aspects having buttons is navigating through your map, because it's only able with these little buttons to navigate you to zoom or zoom out, to zoom on or zoom out. It's not like you can't go and then look how the route looks afterwards. You are not really able to look at that, which is a little negative aspect. And also a negative aspect is your screen is a little bit tinier, because you need this space for the buttons. The biggest difference are the apps which you are using on your phone. The Wahoo is based on your phone, which means that without your phone you are not able to adjust a lot, which is sometimes really frustrating, because during the rides you need to take your phone out, and that's not safe. That's really dangerous, because during a ride it's not like nice to go to take your phone out, then look at the settings, unlock your phone, for example, is also sometimes not really secure, and you are then at this moment when you use your phone, you are not concentrated on the road, and the the risks are higher to have an accident. So that's sucks sometimes really. But when you have your device, when the settings are right, you don't need to go to the settings again. The only thing I change sometimes the settings is the auto pause. On the mountain bikes I turn it off because during a heavy climb it sometimes you are too slow, and then the device stops even you are riding, so I turn it off. And then as a difference on the Garmin, you are able to do like everything, nearly everything on the Garmin itself, which is a lot of fun, because sometimes you want to turn the energy mode on so to save the battery when you forgot to charge your device. Never happened to me before. No. Then also on the Garmin device you are able to define a field for every different discipline, which is a lot better. For example, mountain bike I use, like, I don't need watts because I don't have a power meter on it, so I'll put this down. Then I also need then I only need time, then kilometers, heartbeat, and maybe and some other stuff, but not really. When you compare this to road, you need time, watts, heartbeat, cadence, everything, where you need a lot more fields. So that's the main difference. But I have found a possibility on the Wahoo to solve this problem. That's when you have like different pages, and you can customize those on your phone. Then when you're starting, before you start your ride, you go to the phone and you say, okay, I turn now on the MTB page and turn off the road page. So it's like nearly you have like nearly the same result as as you would use the different fields on the Garmin device. Then the abilities on the Wahoo device. How I already mentioned earlier, the Wahoo is able to record your power in watts, your heartbeat, your cadence, your moving time, respectively your general time, and so on. However, it is also able to download your plan, what you need to train. Now, some of you will say, wait, the Garmin can do this too. But the big difference is that the Wahoo is able to download your plan from the phone on. This means that which can't do the Garmin, because on the Garmin device you only can do this by plugging your Garmin to the laptop, and then put it on the Garmin, which takes a lot of time. It's time consuming, and yeah, that's not nice. And then also the navigation is also better on the Wahoo, because on the Wahoo they use like arrows, little arrows, and where they show the way. But on the Garmin they use like a purple line, which is sometimes really confused to the map itself, because there are sometimes red lines for street, for example. So sometimes you're not really able to see the difference between these two lines. So that's sometimes a little bit more frustrating. And also downloading your route on the Wahoo device is, for me, in my opinion, also a lot easier. You put your phone down, go to on the app, and then route, and then you already have it. It's a lot easier. Then another big plus, sorry, is that the battery on the Wahoo is way better than on the Garmin, way better. Maybe, okay, you say, okay, the 820 is a lot smaller, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's true, but the Wahoo Roam's battery can last from 15 to 20 hours. Yeah, the Garmin battery, in the best case scenario, can maximum last 10 hours. The battery on your Garmin device at the beginning is good, no question. It's really good, but afterwards, after 1 year of usage, it gets from this slightly directly down dramatically, and that's what really sucks. This isn't the case on the Wahoo. At the beginning of the Wahoo, I could use it up to 20 hours. Now, 1 year after, I can still use it up to 15 hours. That's amazing. I think we did, like, when I was in a training camp in Mallorca, I could do like 3 training blocks in a row without charging the device, which is incredible. Of course, downside is, like, on the Garmin, you say, okay, then I will take the Garmin upstairs and charge it every time. On the Wahoo, the risk is high that you forget this, and then like 4 days after, you take your Wahoo and it's like, fuck, I only have like 20% left. That's something you need to get used to. It's time to answer the question: is the Wahoo really better than the Garmin? The answer is yes. It begins that I had 3 different Garmins in 2 years due to battery problems, software problems, and charging problems. Where in comparison I had no problems with my Wahoo. Also, the Wahoo is a lot easier to use and to manage, because for me it's so much easier and time saving to have the training problem directly on your phone, and to be able to move the program from your phone to the Wahoo with no problems. Also, a friend told me that his Garmin 820 has major problems with recording the altitude meters properly when it was like cloudy or even raining. However, I need to admit that my Wahoo had also some problems. For example, when I have like a route planned on this device, when I do like a normal ride without a route planned, the meters are right. There are like no difference between the up and down. But when I have like when I go to when I plan my route and have it on the device, it's sometimes you have like more up meters, down meters than up, and the down meters are right. So that's something you need to know. And yeah, it was so overall, in my opinion, the Wahoo is better than the Garmin. And yeah, this was my review about the Garmin with a little comparison between the Garmin 820. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you still have questions about the Wahoo or the Garmin, don't hesitate to write your questions down in the comments, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. This was it with the video, and see you soon, you beautiful people.